Guys and girls, I'm back at Into Moto, and today's bike, let's have a look. This is today's big beast. So this is a CF Moto's MT800 and it's the touring version. You will, however, notice it's not got the side bags on. They've just been removed, but they are in the shop. Now, this bike has just come into Moto as a part exchange, but it's something different, so I had to take the keys and yeah, they've let me take it out for a ride. So I'm gonna do the usual. We'll have a look round, I'll throw some specs at you, then we'll take it for a ride. Now, the only thing that I'm noticing just from looking at this bike that is different to the full spec that you would get as a new bike is this has got a plastic top box, whereas these bikes from new come with the full aluminium luggage. Now, I know inside they've got the aluminium side bags, the panniers, but yeah, this has been replaced with the plastic top box. So I think I prefer the original one. Well, let's have a look round. Anybody who is aware of the CF Moto brand, you'd know that there is a very close link between CF Moto and KTM. So a lot of the bikes use very similar parts. I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty much the same, if not very similar to the 790 Adventure that KTM do. So you will notice a couple of similarities. It's not a bad looking bike. I like the gold wheels. I know that's a personal thing. Typical Euro 5 type exhaust, just a big old end can at the end. The only good thing with this is if you put your side bags on, you can't see it. And there's not a lot to see, to be fair. It's just like a big silver box. Clear lenses at the back for the lights. Yeah, fairly standard now. Everyone seems to be doing that. Decent spec brakes, as you would expect, with the link to KTM. It's got Jejuan brakes at the rear, just a single brake disc. And you've got the Jejuans, I don't know why I say it like that, but you've got them at the front as well, but you've got the dual discs at the front. What do we think of its face? Yeah, I like it. Just a typical adventure bike, very similar to what a lot of the other manufacturers are doing. As I've already said, the touring comes with the luggage rack, aluminium bags at the side. It does have a centre stand. It is currently on its side stand. It does have the engine guards as well, so you've got protection should you want to take it off-road. You've got that bit of protection if you ultimately drop it. There is an adjustable screen, but even in this low position, it's still quite a high screen, to be fair. I wouldn't want it to go any higher than that. More than happy with that. Should be fine for some motorway travel or some faster roads. It does have the knuckle guards as well, and there are adjustable levers. The seat does look nice and comfortable, but we'll see when I throw my leg over. Speaking of which, so I need to buy some new clothing. Anyway, seat height on this is 825 millimeters, but it does have quite a large wide seat, so you do feel, yeah, it does feel like a tall seat. I'm on the balls of my feet. I'm probably an inch or two off getting my heels down, so it doesn't feel too tall, but it does feel tall. Now, I'm 5'8" with a 29-inch inseam, so if you are taller, shorter, whatever it may be, just work your own height and leg length out based on mine. Does feel comfortable though. Typical adventure bike style. You've got a nice back up straight, you've got central pegs and nice wide bars at the front as well, so it's a comfortable seating position. Let's talk power. So we've got a 799cc engine that delivers 90 horsepower and 75 newton meters of torque at 7,500 revs. Now, CF Moto claim that this bike will go all the way to 131 miles per hour. Now, do you need to do that kind of speed on an adventure bike? I would suggest not, but it's an impressive top speed for a bike of this type. The fuel tank on this is 19 litres. So according to the figures again from CF Moto, it alleges it will do 52 miles per gallon, that's a UK gallon, or it will do 43 miles per gallon US. So please do let me know if you've got one of these or you've had one of these. Let me know what sort of miles you got off a full tank. These do come really well equipped. You can see just the sheer number of buttons. You've got your horn, you've got your indicators, there is a cursors up and down, and you've got a back and a set button, so they're going to be for things on the screen. There is cruise control, so you've got the cruise control buttons there, and you've got a flash coming around the other side. There is also a separate light for the fog lights, which you've seen at the front. I do like that, nice and visible. Yeah, anything that makes you more seen on the road is good by me. And then the right hand side, not cluttered in the slightest. You've got the engine start and cut off, and you've got some hazard lights as well. It does come with a key, so let's switch it on. Let's have a look at the screen. Yeah, it's very similar to like a KTM, isn't it, where they have some sort of graphic popping up first. Now I can see already with this, it's a nice clear TFT screen. There's a lot of information on there. You've got the total miles that you're able to do on the fuel that you've got left. There's a nice prominent speedo in the middle. Your rev counter is going from left to right, but in a circle. You have got a fuel gauge. There is an engine temperature, but then you've also got some modes. So currently in sport mode, you've got trip computers, you've got air temperatures, there are clocks, and then you've got your warning lights underneath. It does have ABS. This bike is heavy. Now I say it's heavy because here at Into Moto, when I arrive here to do test rides, I do a lot of the smaller bikes as well, and they could be anything from 100 kilograms up to say 150 kilograms. That is like a heavy 125. This bike, 224 kilograms. Yeah, it is a heavy bike, there is no question about it. So if you're looking at downsizing, this is probably not the bike for you. Into Moto have literally just taken this bike in as a part exchange, so it hasn't been here long, it hasn't been cleaned, it's pretty much in the condition that the previous owner brought it in. So there are a couple of marks here and there, but nothing that wouldn't be cleaned up. Now for the fun bit, let's take it for a ride. This bike is a 2023 bike, so it is 2 years old. And it is a used version as well, and you can see it has been used. It's not just been, you know, sat there as someone's garage ornament. It has been used. So I do like to do these videos when they've got a couple of years on them, because CF Moto, it's a Chinese brand, and everybody for some reason just thinks of Chinese bikes from years and years and years ago, where, let's face it, they were a bit crap, weren't they? And I'm gonna, yeah, I think they were. You know, you go back 20 years ago, they were just rust buckets. They were awful. But the Chinese are making some amazing bikes. In fact, the Vosges R125s next to me, Chinese bikes from Vosges, awesome. All of those three are sold, waiting new owners. There's a V-Cruise there. Again, Keyway, Chinese owned, absolutely stunning looking bike. That'll be sold in no time. It happens. And the people who keep saying that Chinese bikes are going to fall apart, well, this is why I like doing these videos, because a couple of years in, you take a bike for a ride and they ride nicely. They ride like new bikes. They ride like your Hondas and Kawasaki's do after they're a couple of years old, as long as you look after them. Now anyway, I know I'm preempting all that. I haven't ridden this yet, so we're going to see, aren't we? I might actually eat my words and tell you how bad it is, but hopefully not. Now I've started the bike, the gear indicators have come on there as well. I don't think I mentioned that in the walk round. Don't think it showed up till the bike started. yeah, nice and easy into first gear. There was no clicking or clunking with that at all. Yeah, we're on the cobbles now, and other than the dips in the cobbles, the individual ones I'm not actually feeling. It's soaking up the bumps very nicely, so the suspension is very, very good. It does remind me of a KTM though. It has that KTM rattle about it, and if you've got a KTM, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to say they're a little bit on the agricultural side when you're riding one. Right, traffic's bad, I'm going to go this way. Yeah, they're a little bit on the agricultural side, a little bit, yeah, a little bit rattly is probably the best way to put it, but I found all KTMs like that. I'm not slagging them off because they ride quite nicely, and yeah, it's just like a characteristic of the bike, and this just feels exactly the same. Loads of stuff on screen that you can have a play with. What miles have we got? What's the full? Oh, so this has got 10,203 miles on the clock. So in 2 years it has been used. I would say that is quite a lot, which is good because it shows you that the bike itself has been used and it's still working really nicely. I don't know how I'd get on with that screen though if it was higher up, because it's already, my eye line is like here, so I'm looking through the screen, and I'm not a massive fan of that when I'm riding a bike. I'm not really into looking through the screens, especially when it's the winter time and you start getting rain. You're already looking through your visor that's got rain on it, and then you've got that, and it kind of obscures your view a little bit. Yeah, so yeah, not my favorite thing. However, it is doing a really good job, this, of protecting me from said wind. I don't even want to go that way. Let's see how easy it is to turn around slow speeds, because I can't be bothered getting stuck in the traffic that's over that way. So for a big bike, that's actually quite easy to turn around. It didn't feel top heavy, quite easy, nimble to do at slow speed. So yes, I like that. We're in sport mode, and a lot of bikes I've ridden in sport mode, they can be quite snatchy on the throttle. This doesn't feel snatchy in the slightest. If you twist it, it picks up speed quickly, but it doesn't surprise you. I like that, it's very smooth. Seating position, now I've got both feet up as well, very comfortable. The seat doesn't feel too soft, but it's soft enough to make it feel comfortable. And I do feel like the seat, because it rises slightly in the back, you do feel a little bit of support just kind of right in the small of your back. Sirens everywhere today. But actually enjoying it. I'm finding it to be quite a comfortable bike to ride. It's got enough power for the odd little blast, as you'd expect really. I mean, it's a 799cc bike. If you got on something like this and there wasn't enough power, there'd be an issue. I'm not going to be doing any sort of performance test on this bike. It's just not required. It's fast. It is certainly fast enough. In fact, I tell you what I will do, from the traffic lights, I'll just show you how fast it is, 0 to 30, because that's all we're on at the minute, 30 mile an hour speed limit. So we'll do a 0 to 30 so you can appreciate the speed on this thing. It doesn't feel heavy and cumbersome. Right, let's do a little twist. Yeah. Could get you into trouble, this bike. But it's very quick. Around town it is more than enough. it's going to do way over 100 mile an hour. Official figures say 131. The UK speed limit is 70 miles per hour. So it will do just short of double the UK speed limit. So speed and performance is not really anything to speak of on this bike, because it's well in excess of what you can do. I am noticing a little bit of vibration via the mirrors, and I think that is probably just down to, as I've already said, it's just those KTM engines, isn't it? They just are a little bit rattly. It's just the way they are, and I've said it about a lot of adventure bikes. You could say it about the class leader, the BMWs. The GSs are very tractor-like. Amazing bikes, and I'm not calling them, I think they're brilliant, and if I could afford one I'd have one, but they do have like a bit of a industrial, like tractor-like rattle to them, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just the character of it, and this just feels exactly the same. It's got a little bit of vibration and rumble to it, but it's not a bad thing. Certainly don't feel any of it under your seat or via the bars. It's just more the noise. Yeah, it's a nice bike to ride around town. Slow speeds, fast speeds. I haven't really got a lot to complain about with this, really. I do ride a lot of the Chinese branded and Chinese imported bikes, likes of your Vosges and Benellis and Kiwis and Morbidellis and all of these type bikes, and yeah, I would say that this bike is equal to the big bikes. What I'm going to say now is the gentleman who's brought this bike in has, in my opinion, he's upgraded. He's gone to the Vosges 900 DS, and yeah, I think as a bike, I think the Vosges is a nicer bike. Performance wise, this feels very similar to the Vosges. The Vosges has got, I think, 95 horsepower, 96, something like that. So the Vosges has got slightly more horsepower, but it's not really noticeable for the average rider. This has got 90 itself, so they are very similar. But I just find that the Vosges is a much, I don't know, I just feel like the better bikes. They feel a lot smoother, they've got more kit on them, and yeah, they just feel like better made bikes. And again, I'm not criticizing these because I like these. I just think that it is a step up, I think, going to the Vosges 900 from this. But I'm a fan of the Vosges 900. This is similar but different. Similar seating position and similar performance. I just think the Vosges looks nicer, rides a little bit smoother. As I've said, this is a little bit rickety and rackety and rattly, but I think that, as I've already said, it's just a characteristic of the bike. It's just this type of bike. But I'd be perfectly happy spending hours and hours riding around on this. I've had a little ride around town on it today, and it's being pleasant. I can't really criticize it at all, to be fair. It's a nice bike to ride, goes through the gears well. Yeah, it just feels a little bit agricultural, but I've always said that about KTMs. Always have, and I don't dislike KTMs. I actually really like KTMs, especially their adventure bikes. I do. I really like the adventure bike range. They're all very nice bikes, and this kind of fits in exactly the same category as those, because, as you would expect, it is a bike that is loosely based on it, so they will have a lot of very similar parts used, if not a hell of a lot of parts used that are identical. So the riding experience is pretty much the same. So what I really wanted to show today is that a bike that is 2 years old, that has over 10,000 miles on, is still working really, really well. And this bike, as I've said, it has come into Moto very recently. It's not a bike that's coming and they've took it in the workshop and they've had to do things to make it road legal or to fix broken things or anything like that. They've not had to do any of that, which, you know, it has literally been brought in. They've swapped for a different bike, they've gone off, and this bike is here. And yeah, I asked if I could have a go at it. They kindly said yes, so I could try it. And yeah, it rides like you would expect a new bike to ride. Gears are good, performance is good, comfort is good. Looks, I don't mind the looks. I think that's all well, it's a personal thing, isn't it, looks wise? But yeah, I've really enjoyed it and I can't really criticize it. If you want a bike that rides like a KTM that's a little bit cheaper, then CF Moto is the way to go. Now this bike, I don't know if Moto are keeping it or if it's being sent over to another one of the MotoGP dealers locally. Moto generally will just focus on a lot of the smaller capacity bikes, and then when it comes to the bigger engine stuff, yeah, some they keep, some they don't. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those, but if it's a bike you're interested in, if you did contact Moto, if it's not here, it'll be at another local shop run by MotoGP, so they can certainly point you in the right direction. But yeah, enjoyable experience. A Chinese bike, a couple of years old, still rides like it's new. Who'd have thought it? Well, I would have, and anyone who's got one would have thought of. But all of yeah, there's still a lot of people out there that aren't convinced by the Chinese bikes, and I get it. There's still a lot of bad ones out there, but there's a lot of good ones out there as well, so don't tar them all with the same brush. Some are good, some are bad. CF Moto is one of the good ones. So yeah, that's going to sum today's video up. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Laters.